The Platinum Jubilee celebrations should be, of course, an event that everybody wishes to attend if you're a senior member of the British monarchy. But as we've seen over the last few months, fallout after fallout and, certain disgraced elements are making it very difficult for senior courtiers within the British monarchy to plan that big 4-day event, culminating, no doubt, with a massive spectacular at Buckingham Palace, and hopefully our gracious Majesty the Queen waving to the adoring crowds from that wonderful balcony. But now I can tell you some inside secrets. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. This particular story actually is an incredible sort of idea when you think of what they're working on within palace walls, because as we've said, it's really tricky, isn't it, right now? How can you plan these events when you consider that you do have a lot of problems within the senior levels of the British monarchy? We have, of course, the negative press against His Royal Highness Prince Charles, and of course the disgraced former aide Michael Fawcett about the cash for honours. Then we have Prince Andrew. We'll just park that one for now. I think that's been dealt with much too much. And then let's not forget, of course, we have the Wayward Two over in California who are trying to sue Her Majesty's government, the British Metropolitan Police, all about the fact that, they want to have security. You couldn't get much more of a mess on what should be a spectacular year for a glorious monarch of over 70 years who's simply done so much. But now I can tell you there are plans afoot to make sure that actually, in some respects, they can slim it down and still create a magnificent event which won't offend anybody, and those that don't want to come or are offended simply stay away, and here's how. As we know, normally you see all of the senior members of the British monarchy on the balcony. That's the big event, isn't it? I like going actually to those events. When you go to the Trooping of the Colour and they watch the flyover, it is wonderful. I know it's great on TV, but trust me, when you're there live, you think, wow. And also, the carriages and the royals in the open top landaus waving away. I do enjoy it. It's a wonderful spectacle, brings a lot of tourists to the country, and it's watched around the world by millions of people. But now, as I say, they have a bit of a dilemma, and the dilemma is simply this. They have to decide exactly who would they include on that famous balcony. And according to a very good source, they're basically planning to centre it on the one person that matters, our gracious Majesty the Queen. Now, this really would do away with any problems of having that person, this person, should they be invited, should they not be invited, you know who I'm talking about. So consequently, if it's just totally centred on our gracious Majesty the Queen, possibly supported by Her Royal Highness, the Princess Royal Princess Anne, then that really would take away all the problems that are required. Now, when you think about it, it does make perfect sense, because this celebration really is about one special lady. One lady who's given her life to total service. And of course, not just here in the United Kingdom, but across the Commonwealth and around the world. She's possibly the most globally known person in the world. So simply, why do you need a crowd around her on such a special day? And that is exactly what senior courtiers are putting forward to our gracious Majesty the Queen about how to celebrate this special event in her very best interests. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.